Good morning. Okay, so I was playing around with Module 8 and I discovered some issues. Yeah, so I wanted to kind of step you guys through some of this stuff. All right, so what I've got here is a computer, and I'm hoping that you can see it okay on this video. This computer runs Fedora natively. In other words, whenever you boot this computer, you're not running Fedora in a virtual box. Fedora is the operating system on this computer. Okay, so if you're looking at your instructions for the Module 8, it says first thing, login as root, right? So we're gonna su dash, okay, password. This machine, root has a password, and shoot. Okay, every machine, you know, I couldn't remember right off the bat what the root password was on this machine, but there it goes. Okay, so now we're logged in as root. Now we're supposed to take a look at a file called grub. So let us open up a text editor. Nano text editor is included. Etsy default grub. Okay. Okay, so here's what the grub file is supposed to look like. What this thing does, in grub timeout normally is 5. Okay. But our instructions say change it to 30. Now, you're not going to be able to do this, I don't think, on like if you're running Fedora on a virtual box, you may not have this grub startup file. This is basically just saying, okay, whenever you boot into the graphical menu, these are your defaults. Okay, so let's see, we've changed that. All right, now then, after you've made your change, whatever your change was, okay, let's see, it's escape control X. There it goes, finally. Okay, save modified buffer, yes. Okay, file name to write to, same file that we had before, just hit return. Okay, now, if we go to, let's see. Okay, okay, there it is. All right, so our grub timeout has now changed to 30. Okay, all right, now the next thing we're supposed to do is go to, let's see, CD. Okay, you're going to see a couple files here, rescue.config and then x8664.config. Okay, so what we want to do is we're going to say cat, because that's going to cause this thing to, you know, tell us what's in the file. Okay, now I don't want to type out all that nonsense, so I'm just going to use the wildcard dot x86 underscore 64.config. Okay, so that's going to type this thing out. Okay, now according to our instructions, we're supposed to provide the UUID. Okay, well, if you look down through here, see where it says options, root, UUID. Okay, and then that's going to be it right there. And so you can just like cut and paste that into your Word document. And then just highlight it so I can see what you're doing. Okay, now the next thing we're supposed to do is okay, grub. We're supposed to use the grub2 make config command. All right, this is number 3. Grub 2. O for output, and the file we want to use is /boot /grub2. Now let's see if this works. Generating file. Okay, let's see, make sure my camera is still pointing in the right direction. I'm going to zoom it a little bit so you guys can see what's going on here. Okay, good deal. All right, now then, we're going to reboot this machine just by issuing the reboot command. This Fedora machine is located in lab 224. So if anybody wants to come in here and play around with an actual Fedora installation instead of a virtual machine, then you can come by my office and let me know, and I'll let you in here and you can mess around with it. And this is just a test box, so you don't have to really worry about messing it up. If you do, you do, and we just reinstall it. Okay, JL, that's me. And good thing about being the sysadmin is you can use ridiculously short passwords. Okay, now grub menu appears. Now the next thing we're supposed to do, shoot. Okay, on this machine, the grub menu does not appear. So in order to look at this next thing, we'll have to go to our virtual box. Okay, I rebooted again, and this time I was waiting for the grub menu to come up, so we were able to catch this thing. Okay, so it's asking us, how do we, the default is Fedora Linux 16.9. This is the latest version of Fedora that was, because this machine's been here for all semester, and so it's been updated a few times. Okay, now if you look down here, I don't know if you guys can see that. I'm hoping you can. Okay, it gives us, it says use the up and down key to select which entry you want to use, and then the other thing is you can use E to edit, or C for command line. Okay, so according to our instructions, what we're supposed to do is go to command mode, okay, and now what we can do is type in list _env. Okay, so here's our environment variables for this particular instance of Fedora. Okay, so all right, now we're going to edit. All right, now the next thing we're supposed to do is go down to the line where it says, oh man, okay, you can't mouse, you have to keyboard around. Okay, and quiet. And then we're supposed to put in single. Okay, now when we do this, next time, whenever we boot this machine, it's going to come up in kind of like Windows Safe mode. I know for sure this works on your virtual machine. All right, now we're going to press F10 to boot, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully this thing doesn't get hung up. Okay, so now we've booted up in safe mode. We don't have any graphical interface. Okay. So now what we're going to do, because you know that that thing that we changed where we put in the word single, okay, well that only applies to the next reboot. So when we reboot again, we'll be back to normal in theory. Okay, this should work. Okay, so now what we're going to do, and we're supposed to screenshot this thing. Okay, good deal. All right, now the rest of the commands, now we're down at instruction number 7. The rest of the stuff will work fine on your virtual machine. I just wanted to show you the first few instructions about the grub2 and grub. Let's see, instructions 1, 2, and 3. Those may or may not work on a virtual instance, but they work just fine on a native Fedora installation, which is what we've got going on here. And presto, we've got a normal Fedora boot environment, okay, that we're all familiar with by now.